spending money. It was Lacey's fault. She said, I didn't like that trailer, so I did. She gave me the
That's what
thumbs up.
License, because I want.
She just told me thumbs up, no.
We're gonna bring this meeting to order and welcome all of y'all. It's Tuesday, March 25th, 2025, 9 a.m. in Commissioners Courtroom, 162 West 1st Street, Trinity, Texas Courthouse, Groveton, Texas. And Orrin is here. If you take us prayer, please.
Dear Lord, we thank you for a new day, another opportunity to serve our wonderful citizens. We ask, God, that you help us to make wise decisions today. And we ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Say the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. How are y'all?
All right.
Have anything in public forum, do you? No. Number 4, approve the minutes, March 11th, 2025.
Your Honor, I read through them, I didn't find a discrepancy with the others given, so move us adopt.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Looks like a big amount there. Number 5, discuss and act a proclamation declaring March as American Red Cross Month. Is Miss Klein here too? She's not supposed to be here, but, you know. American Red Cross Month 2025 proclamation. This March, we celebrate American Red Cross Month by recognizing the compassionate acts of people in Trinity County and by renewing our commitment to lend a helping hand to our neighbors in need. Since Clara Barton founded the American Red Cross more than 140 years ago, generation after generation has stepped up and delivered relief and care across our country and around the world, bringing out the best humanity in times of crisis, advancing the noble mission that the volunteers and supporters who now give back through the Southeast, Deep East Texas chapter remain unwavering in their commitment to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of today's emergency. Their volunteer and generous contributions shine a beacon of hope in people's darkest hours, whether it's delivering shelter, food, and comfort during disasters, providing critical blood donations for hospitals and patients, supporting services members, veterans, and their families, saving lives with first aid, CPR, AED, and other skills of delivering international aid and reconnecting loved ones separated by global crisis. The work to uplift our community is truly made possible by those who selflessly answer the call to help. Whenever and wherever it's needed. We hereby recognize this month, March, in honor of their remarkable service, and we ask everyone to join in the commitment to care for one another. Now, therefore, I, Danny Martin, as county judge, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of Trinity County and the Commissioners Court of Trinity County, do hereby proclaim March 2025 as Red Cross Month. I encourage all citizens of Trinity County to reach out and support its humanitarian mission. In witness whereof I hereunto set my hand this 25th day of March in the year of our Lord 2025 and Trinity County, Texas.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody from the Red Cross here? I supposed to have a lady here, and I didn't. Okay, number 6, y'all on. Here a presentation for Highline regarding the broadband for the Trinity County. Scott Matthews.
Yeah, I'm actually Rod Mills, CEO of Highline, and you may see our company referred to as ITC sometimes, and sometimes as Highline. It's really the same entity. ITC is our legal name, and Highline is our brand, so in case there's any confusion there. But we just wanted to introduce ourselves for those of you that don't know us. ITC has been involved in telecom for 129 years. The original company started in 1896 and provided local telephone service, back when telephone was first getting going. And since then, ITC and ITC-related companies have been in the long-distance business, the cable business, wireless telephone business, and more recently, fiber optics broadband. And so we're really inspired, and we're really looking forward to bringing our service to Trinity County. What happened was during the pandemic, children had to work, do their schoolwork from home, and people had to work from home, and it really brought to light that a lot of communities in America didn't have the internet service and broadband service that they needed to work, play, and thrive, in their communities. And so there's been a lot of public policy and a lot of emphasis on trying to build broadband networks. And so we partnered with the state of Texas to come to Trinity County and build 703 miles of network so that we could provide service to all the citizens that don't currently have adequate internet in Trinity County.
So you're actually putting in the main part of the roads and stuff, right?
Absolutely, either on the telephone pole.
So they'll be able to tap off of that and get it to other people?
Exactly. So we'll be delivering.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, sir, please ask any questions, but that's exactly what the state of Texas and Highline are going to do as a partnership. We're going to build fiber network lines down every residential street and deliver fiber optic internet service, which is the fastest internet available, speed of light available. So the citizens of Trinity County are going to have the best internet available.
Stimulation of this
grant is everybody in Trinity County has
That's
to
right.
be available to everybody.
Yeah, they'll show you the map of where the network's gonna be, but, that's the goal, to provide network. And so, we've operated in Southeast Texas for a number of years, in Livingston Telephone Company. We've more recently expanded into Liberty County, Silsbee, and some other towns around Southeast Texas. But over the next couple of years, we'll be building quite a bit in your county and delivering, best internet service available, to your customers. So we won't be without a little bit of pain, because by definition, construction, particularly underground construction, sometimes temporarily causes some issues, but nothing that we can't work through, make everyone happy in the long run. But we just want to be good partners and good members of the community, and really improve the lives of the citizens by bringing the best telecommunications that's available in the world today. So
y'all will be putting in lines this next year or two, then?
yeah, the rule is that the network needs to be built by the end of December 31, 2026. So essentially, the next year and 3 quarters, the way to think of it. So we're going to start in earnest. I mean, it's a big job. We're doing all the engineering today, and we're going to break ground here in the next couple of months. So the construction crews will be in the county building the network.
That's for the main line?
The main line.
Yeah, but
And then,
into individuals would be.
well, the way it works is there's a series of what we call cabinets that basically serve neighborhoods, and we'll finish cabinet by cabinet. And once that cabinet's complete, we'll be able to launch service to the citizens that live in that area. I think there's, 15 cabinets? There's 15 cabinets. So just think of it as a 15-phase project. We'll build one cabinet, we move to the next. But once we complete a cabinet, we don't have to wait until the whole network is finished to be able to begin serving customers. So it'll be about, between now and the end of 2026 in order to complete the project.
Your lines will be identified by pedestals every so often, or what?
That's right.
And my main concern was, and I talked to some of your team members about the depth of it, and you said at least 3 foot. And
Yeah,
I
I'm
told
going to
them-
turn it over to these guys, because they're the experts on construction.
Okay.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Yes.
Just real quick, I'm the county auditor. Does this replace our current, do we then have a different telephone and internet provider? Or do they use your infrastructure?
We're gonna give you an option.
You're getting option?
Right.
Okay.
They'll still be here.
So we're gonna have the operations manager talk about local, and then I'm gonna get into construction, and have this for you all, I have all the information in there about depth, and I've got samples of what we're actually doing.
Yes, I'm Scott Burrell. I'm over the, what we call the South region for Highline, which is Georgia, Kansas, and of course, Texas. I'm born and raised in Southeast Texas. My office is in Livingston Road, where we have a sizable operations there. And Rob asked me about the opportunity to expand our business in Texas. I'm like, yeah, I'm all in. So we do things a little bit differently. Yeah, we can cherry pick, do what the government's going to pay for, but we're going to provide high-speed fiber internet to every corner in Trinity County. That's just how we do things. Glenn will go into more details and what have you, but again, we're going to do things differently. I've got some goodie bags here to give everybody. We're going to have boots on the ground. The construction, yes, the ugly part of it, that it is what it is, but we're going to do everything we can to keep things polished and be out in the communities and share that information. This is what we're going to be putting on doors and what have you. So folks are going to be informed, knowledge. We're going to share a lot of information about what we're doing, and I have some more back here as well. So, yeah, we're here to answer any kind of questions you have, and we're just excited to bring high-speed fiber internet here. This is our bailiwick, rural America. So.
I kind of have a question.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the whole county?
Yes, the entire county. Yeah.
Now, and I guess I'm ignorant to the fact, if someone lives pretty far off a roadway or something like that, how do they access it?
Well, if it's an unserved or an underserved area, we don't have a choice. We have to serve it.
Okay. I mean, So say a property line is on Highway 9, and then the actual home, you know, pretty far back. How do you want to access it? Are you the landowner be responsible for running the wire to them?
What's the best way to answer that, Lynn? So if we have main line, and you thought it's a driveway, a driveway? Yeah, I mean, we would certainly.
How about the lake? Are you gonna be able to go across the lake
We're gonna go around
around the lake? So like the bridge at 356?
So you see, these red dots actually show service locations that were approved by the state. And they are dotted in here, and I broke out the, Trinity locations from the city locations, so you can see the dots a little bit better. In your brochure, it actually shows you the coverage areas that was already existing and the covered areas we're going to put in. But we're going to be able to serve even the far out areas. So the answer to your question is, we're going to build a main line. We're going to get it close to the property line and the utility right away. At that point, if the customer wants it, we will bring it on in right to the house.
Okay.
And when I show you some of the
Is that gonna be, when you say you're gonna carry it to their house, are y'all gonna bury the line to their house, or are you gonna put it on the Highline pole?
So it'll be a combination of burial and underground. And it has to do with the power company and other municipalities to figure out the total landscape. This is a duct, and that is a single fiber home. This is a mainline fiber right here. This is the duct we're going to use out on the main line. This is the duct we're going to use in the subdivision areas. This is a 144 fiber. This is a 144 fiber.
And what's the speed on this?
We're going to have at least 2 gig to start off with. It'll be more than that. It is symmetrical speed. That means your up and down is the same. Unlike a lot of other companies that are around. You can pass this stuff around.
Y'all develop a cost on it
Did
yet?
we-
For household?
We have some numbers, but they're astronomical for most builders.
Well, I noticed out by the lake going, say, from 356 back over toward Polk County, you don't have one of your major lines going there?
Absolutely.
You do have one?
Yes. So every one of these areas, we're going to have some maps we design here shortly that we're going to give you a full map for a red line for your utilities to show you. Right now, we do not have that complete, but we will shortly. Right now, we have these maps showing the penetration of the areas that we're going to build. So if you look around the whole county, we're building every bit of the county. In your bags, there's some door
I just want
hangers.
this one in my house.
That'll be more out in the main drive.
Mine too.
This one right here would be the one.
Yeah, I know.
How much does it cost to fix this if we break it?
Well, we really don't want to break it, so in that is a locate water, it is a groundwater, and this is the ground. We would go out and locate it for you. So
How
that
deep did you say, 3 foot?
Well, they told us a minimum of 3 foot, and I told them I wanted it 4 in Trinity County.
In the minimum in the package, you'll see.
We
it's
got
36
rural
inches.
water that's be about this deep, so be careful.
So we have to work with you utilities to, locate these lines, work around them. So we're gonna bring in contractors, we're gonna get with your local utilities. We're gonna use 811 and other methods to locate what's out there. In your packages, you have the different Highline, which is all of our different materials we're gonna use. It's information on the company. It shows you the speeds in there. It also in the package shows you some numbers for packages for homeowners to buy. Neil, you were asking about some of the handholds and pedestals, they're in that.
Right.
And the answer about your ditches is we're going to instruct them not to be drilling and putting it in your ditch line. We're going to be behind your ditch line. So the different methods are in here about underground. We have plowing, we have trenching, we have boring, and we're going to try to do as much area as we can. But with the timeline, and that's why we're here today, we have a short period of time to put a lot of miles in the ground. And today we're here to ask you guys to give us a open permit to build in Trinity County. This will help us with getting this job started and getting it finished on time. This open permit would allow us to go ahead and get started in the county. We also will have to get permits from the state for state highways. We have to get bridge crossings, railroads, and other permits. So we're hoping today that you will grant us an open permit.
And this is all paid for by the federal government.
Highline has added money to it also to make sure that everyone is covered, but yes, there's a portion of it paid by the federal government. That's why these little areas where you see in the dots, they're going all the way back into homes that are off the right of way, have never had service before.
Well, I think it's wonderful. One other thing we had talked about, these old lines that are on the poles,
Yes.
and y'all talked about you could possibly take some of that down.
We are still looking into that for the original owner, having a little bit of trouble trying to find out who was the original owner.
But it's not being used now.
It's not being used and it has been abandoned, and we're talking with
You
the
know
private
what we're
company.
talking about, them old big boxes and
Yeah.
that old big cable that's tied up there, it looks terrible.
It's terrible, and it really needs to be rehabbed and fixed, and we're trying our best to get that done while we're out there. I don't have an answer for you today whether we can or not, but we're definitely looking at that.
So you're telling me at my house, I'm not gonna have spooning anymore, bro?
That's correct. You know, the fastest,
What?
fastest internet in the country.
Moving. What is moving?
Just look around.
Where it just sits there and
Oh,
It's gonna be so fast, your hand won't be able to keep
well, I
up.
didn't know. Mama said if you don't know, I'll ask a question.
It's true.
So there's a lot of information.
Where are you gonna start at?
There are a couple of locations that we were talking about starting in the two areas. And one will be up in the center of Trinity itself, and the other's gonna be over here in Groveton. That's just the start.
And where?
And where?
Groveton.
Groveton.
There are gonna be, like you said, 15 different cabinets, so those are just starting cabinets, and then we'll be
We'd love to have it in this courthouse here, wouldn't we, Ms. Bonner?
Yes, sir.
We'll see what those.
We've got fiber optic that's coming in, but certainly it's not as nearly as fast.
So we'd love to get you into the courthouse.
When you make a motion to give this okay to start?
I think so.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
I'll third.
Thank you.
It's not an action item.
It's not an action item.
Oh, that's right, here presentation.
We'll make a motion anyway.
Well, what we gotta do, put it on the agenda to,
Well, there's no permit that he has to really pull anyway, correct?
No, he's actually trying to let us know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And that-
well, I understand, but he asked for.
But also, we'd like to have an open permit to go ahead and go to work from the county. We also have to get permits from the state for the highways, the bridge crossings, and railroad crossings. But this will enable us to get going, especially in these outer areas where there's not much going on.
I just opened the permit, you let him go. Can we do that?
Well,
We don't actually have a permit. Some counties have a permit specifically for that, and we don't.
So you got the okay to do
You got the okay to do it. We don't have
Well,
one.
unless they need something signed by
do
the
you need something signed by the judge?
It would be good.
Well, then we
We need
can
to
put it
put it
on
on
the
the
agenda,
We
do we?
have a letter
We
that
can
we
do it.
normally,
Well, how about just a letter?
we already have a letter in the office that we normally give out to people.
Okay.
So in other words, the lady back there didn't put it on the agenda right. That's the problem.
letter of permission.
But she gets you a
That's not a
letter,
good
she give us
answer.
a letter for all this.
Get a letter off the judge and let it go.
Yeah, but if you get a letter, we'll get one drafted up for you and give it to you.
Well, thank you.
Well, I thank you guys for your time.
Hey,
We want to
you bet.
get some
Thank you,
front of
guys.
the information. Thank you,
sir.
Any other questions you have
I
for
just
us?
sure hope you can do something in old lines.
We're working on it very hard, believe me.
Especially inside the cities,
Absolutely.
of both towns. So, it's a lot of weight up there.
Yeah, it is. It needs to get fixed. We're gonna push that hard.
They're all sagging, you know, they sag and then big trucks come through and hit them sometimes.
So we have several meetings with the power company about it. We come up the next 2 weeks, we're gonna put that on the agenda.
Okay.
So y'all gonna be going to Groveton and Trinity and each other?
Yes, we'll kind of start going in. So we have, like you said, 15 different cabinets. And we can keep you informed of where we are, and what's going on. We use street sheets.
Where does your fiber optic come from? Which area?
We get a transport line into those cabinets, and then from the cabinets it generates out.
Did it come from Lufkin? Trinity?
Let's talk about the transport line. Where's that time on our transport? Yeah, it's coming out very soon.
Yeah, you start across the river is what I'm trying to add.
Yeah, there's a transport line. And then go.
Y'all see the monthly charges in that? That's good. Good price.
Do you have any other questions for us?
Don't have none, but we'll get you a letter. We'll come by my office and speak with you.
All right. I thank you all for your time.
Thank you very much for being here. This will be awesome. Did you see you got options? That's cheaper than
We get some more. We get some more.
She gave me a couple.
Yes. We thank you guys for our presentation and your way.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
They don't start with.
It's gonna be a home cutter, right? She does the whole. Well,
Okay, number 7, discuss an act on the approval of personal action form.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
We have 2 in your packet there, or that were on your desk this morning. Personnel action forms. One was a new hire, one was just a certificate pay change.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
The death that you've been through.
Yeah.
Or the grandmother and dad. Number 8, discuss an action on official bond.
We got 4 or 5 of them, they're all reviewed, so I make a motion.
Second. Stephen second.
All in favor?
Or I guess you wanted to see it. And so basically it shows it by department, by employee. In that packet, instead of that summary that you received before, a little bit of a manual process to get that, but there you have it.
Like the way you did it this one, it's good.
I just need, are y'all through?
Yes.
Looking at it?
Yes.
Number 10, discuss an act on approval on receipt filing list.
All right. Next in the packet, you'll see a whole list of things in here. You'll see our investments, you'll see the receipts. Where we're standing right now on our investments, our average yield is at 4.49%.
Does that move down anymore, or?
Just a few basis points, so a minor move down, but it's still holding fairly steady. And I think right now that is kind of the expectation is for that to remain steady for the next little bit. Of course, caveat is who knows what the Federal Reserve is going to do. Does these directly reflect in the investment accounts, the movement, usually within the next day of whatever the Federal Reserve is doing. So right now, that is projected to kind of remain flat with all of the movement on there. And so, and that's kind of a positive for us on the investment side, because that allows that interest rate to remain a little higher as they continue their combative techniques to combat inflation. And so, as of right now, that's where we're staying. And we'll see how that continues on there. Again, that is, you know, in our Texas class projections there. So that's basically where we foresee that as of right now. That if there is a rate cut coming, it would be the minimum one, and it would be much later in the year. So we're projecting that. Again, I keep caveating everything I'm saying because that is based on the Federal Reserve and the environment there and inflation. So that's where that is. There is, well,
Make a motion to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Good morning.
Number 11, discuss an act on approval on the monthly report.
Well, I tried something different, a little bit bigger print, but it's landscape. That's about the only way I can get it to bigger print, is to print it landscape for you. This is for the month of February. The first portion of it is for the general fund. Our ad valorem taxes collected through February was 84%. It ends on, general fund ends on page 21, and you can see the total revenue is at 75%. Expenses at 36%, according to what's been entered on that. Then what I did, following page 21, there's only 2 pages, and it's your road and bridge bank accounts, without as many minus signs, negatives, okay? So when you see down at the bottom, look at the column 2025 year to date is really what you want to look at. Really, the cash on deposit, that is a positive number. There's no dash or anything like that. There's no negative. That's a positive number. Normally, you'll see a negative if there's nothing budgeted. but that's confusing. But your total cash on deposit, those are positive numbers. Does that help? And then after that is the section on all of the special funds.
Page does the road bridge start on?
After page 21 will be your asset funds, your bank accounts. That's only 2 pages, and then you'll begin on your section. There's only 5 pages, 1 through 5 will be road and bridge.
I must be getting close.
Well, if I look at the top upper right, find page 21, and then that's the end of the general fund. Those are your bank accounts there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now your investments are not on there, those are separate. That Orin's already reported to.
Did you put that line out online with the oil sand company is supposed to come out of ARPA? It's
Yeah.
showing that,
We did a journal entry and we fixed that. I
it
don't know
shows
if
that
we fixed-
over budget in my.
Yeah, but it won't be, we did it in March, so it'll show up in March.
Also, I wondered, did you do that one payment out of my ARPA? That, remember we talked about the one month, whatever was up?
Yes.
Okay, I just didn't see it on this one.
Your ARPA, no, because this is February, so when we were doing those, so you'll see it in the March report. Commissioner Smith, have you found your page on?
Yeah.
363?
I found this one. Let's find the breakdown. I looked. through this thing.
Well, let's see, you would be on where the road and bridge begin. Oh, you're not.
My breakdown's not here, I looked
It
at it last
isn't.
night. I looked through it last night.
It looked like
Number 4's not
It
there
just
either.
ended at 2, so 3 and 4 aren't on there.
So what's that mean?
It's not good.
Not good news. It's just right.
I thought I
I'll
was,
get-
I thought I was just slow and couldn't figure it out. But now, come over here and y'all can't figure it out either, so, you know. We're in trouble.
I did not do that on purpose. I know.
Bonnie, I don't know.
Y'all spent too.
I swear I went through this 3 times last night and I couldn't find it.
Call me.
And I said, you know, I still don't know how to read this thing real good, so I thought maybe I was looking at something wrong.
No, and I apologize, but call me, please. If you
Well,
see
I wore your
that.
phone out.
I know you have, and you didn't ask me, of all the questions you asked me all this week, you didn't ask me about this.
Okay, so.
I will rerun those and send them to Brandy, so you'll have those, okay? I do not know what happened.
Thank you for mine.
You're welcome.
You might be a little higher than we
Oh. Well, that's what I get for running them separately in order to try to pull the information that's needed, because it's not one full sweep. So, yeah, missed that one.
Need a motion?
Well, one of y'all make the motion,
I
but
will.
I'm not gonna approve.
I'll
He
make-
hasn't seen his.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Goodness.
Aye.
So moved.
Maybe it's-
approve mine next month when I see it.
Number 12, discuss an act of approval of disaster-related funds.
Okay, you have, what we paid for from March 10th through March 20th in, disaster materials. Commissioner Truss, wanted us to also make sure we added, I think he passed that out, did you not? Or-
I just have that, those two copies you have there, that's all I got.
Oh, okay, so you didn't give them a copy of that. So there was, he did have some culverts that were purchased. One was over 10,000 and the other one was over 15,000. But I can tell you, and I think you probably already gave this to Vicky, right? And I got 6 emails on Saturday from FEMA for all your culverts. So they're pushing through.
But did you get a telegraph from FEMA on where my money's at?
No, I keep looking.
Still in the clouds.
I can show you, I can show you on the FEMA website where it's, it's dropped down for all of your funds, and I approved a couple more last week. But I don't know where that money is just sitting. It's not coming through here.
That's not that big deposit I got?
I don't know, they just said it was in the,
It
it was
is.
in the mail and.
Well,
Hadn't made it yet, huh?
It's in a holding-
Faster than this.
it's gotta be in a
Where is
holding
my money at?
function. Oh, that's all of it, every bit of it.
So we don't have any, I thought it was,
You got part of yours.
where is it though?
Well, it went to the bank.
It's got a separate account?
If you told, you.
I saw mine.
treasurer said- Yeah, Mike's came
Where it
in.
showed ours, I didn't see where yours was next. I don't know.
Yours came in earlier. You
I
had
don't know
some.
if you made a separate account. I went to Rebecca's office and she said.
Treasurer's setting up a separate for your
Mine
FEMA,
separate for
yes.
FEMA account.
Yeah.
And she'll know that it's FEMA. We'll both know, so it goes there, so we can track it, because we've already requested all that. But there's still money up there that they have not released, but it's been approved.
I don't think they had released anything after those first 3 they did. They haven't
No,
released
they
anything.
didn't.
So I don't know what the holdup is or what.
That's when Trump got elected, it might be over.
No, if it's obligated, they said we would get the funds. Vicki said she spoke with FEMA. The lady can only meet with us 1 day a week now to finish up everything, because we are ahead of all the other counties, and she's got to help all the other counties get in line for their funding. So we're ahead of the game, but she'll meet with the representative every Monday.
The lady from FEMA.
Yes, sir.
Somebody's obligated, they said that they're supposed to pay. So it's obligated,
Yeah.
all of them are obligated.
It's allocated.
I make the motion to approve.
Didn't think you the first one had a long.
Second.
All in
7
favor?
years.
Aye.
Aye.
Movement.
We didn't want to wait that long this time.
That big FEMA deal that we got, Mr. Webb put in for it, and, it didn't come through. 7 years I've tried to come.
Number 14, discuss approval of obtaining county fuel partner oil.
Fill that up.
This 13,
Discuss an act of approval of budget amendment.
There's 2 house cleaning here, Road Bridge 4, you bought a piece of equipment and you want it from your general bank account. I have to do that to bring that, so you'll budget, will balance. And the other one is just, we had an expense for capital improvement, but we had budgeted funds right below it for capital assets. I just needed to move that portion up for capital improvement, because it was power washing, it was not a construction.
So moved.
Second.
oh,
You got a question?
oh, the 14.
1,400.
Oh, okay. I was fixing to say 73.
No, that's
Okay,
Commissioner
I got
Truss's
you.
equipment, yes.
Yeah.
Did y'all have a
Second.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Movement. Number 14, discuss approval of obtaining county fuel burner oil.
I think everything's in place for the temporary fuel. for your precincts, for the sheriff's office. Next thing is to go out for proposals, bids. We have a lot more interested vendors. I've received some more phone calls in addition to those that you had mentioned to me. So we can go out earlier for bids. We can start in April. And you can decide if you want to choose a permanent fuel vendor earlier than October the 1st. Make it a fiscal year and a portion. You just need to let me know. So when I do the bid packages,
Okay, go ahead. I think we need to go ahead with it. But Bonnie, one thing to include on that proposal is those satellites. That has been a blessing. If, you know, I ask the question.
we can put in the specifications so that they can
They had
put in there whether
satellites
they
on
have it or
them.
not.
We could
What, they have
call,
3 of them or 4, or how many y'all have at each show?
I got 3 tanks.
I got
Three,
tanks.
So all
and
3 of your
two.
tanks got satellites?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could call over there and say, hey, can you tell us how much to do? They could look it up on the computer and tell us exactly how many gallons.
Yes.
When they first started, they asked me how many gallons of off-road diesel, how many gallons of on-road diesel, and gasoline. And I want them. And I told them, they keep it there. I don't ever have to measure
Right. And your larger companies are gonna have the satellite. So I will put that in the specs so that they will put that, whether they have that or not, and capability of doing that. And with as many that I think will bid on it, we probably should have a committee review that so that you can
Well,
choose.
I don't think that my tanks belong to the county. I think they belong to Hughes.
That's what we have to work on,
well, now they're selling them,
yeah.
and I advise y'all to buy them if they're not yours. We need to own our own tanks instead of somebody furnishing them.
Hughes was over at mine, what's his name? Is that- Hughes was the one who was with, but
Yeah.
Gardner
Gardner.
was over at mine the other day, and they had talked to Hughes. Hughes told them that Tiger had bought my tanks, the tanks I got. So I believe mine were bought from them or whatever, I don't know.
I will say this right here. When we went with Hughes, Mr. Hughes did an awesome job. They took all of our tanks completely out. He did one at a time. He carried them to Cargill. He cleaned them. Some of them had sludge over a foot deep in the bottom. They cleaned them, they steam cleaned them, they painted them, they brought them back and they put them in. And that was a wonderful company. I don't know what happened, but they've done us a great job.
Are they going out of business, is that the?
Well, I think so.
Looks like it.
I think so. But I just tell you, I hate it because they were a wonderful company to deal with. But we have to move on.
Okay.
I mean, do you need a motion for that?
Yeah,
I make a motion, we go ahead and move forward and try to get
Get some
something in
bids
place.
on it.
Yeah.
And you want to
Yeah.
specify on your contract
Second.
is what you'd like to have on the part of your meters.
Yeah, as long as,
Well, yeah, we could get something because we've got
So you
some
can do your
specs.
back.
Yeah, I can find the
we
specs, that's
definitely
all.
like satellites in there, for sure. But if all these companies submit don't have it, what else do we do?
Well, how do I find out if I actually, if they own my tanks or
You
not?
keep your mouth shut and leave, maybe they won't come get them.
Well, they're,
You'll
you
know.
can't, I got a thing built around them, so possession is 9/10, right? We got a lawyer sitting right here.
You call that a bargaining chip is what you got. It might influence the price.
All I can tell you is, you know, after it worked so good over here for us, the city of Trinity started, Wayne Huffman was mayor, and we built a building, and Mr. Hughes brought tanks over there. He brought his own tanks and put them in there. And the other day, when the news came, they sold the tanks to the city of Trinity. Reasonable, $6,000.
I was gonna say they would probably be reaching out to us if they want to go ahead and us to purchase that?
If those tanks belong to them, they're gonna offer them to
They're
you.
gonna call
Well, I'm
somebody.
saying they might be, that Jimmy done that, so I don't know if he just cleaned
Leave
it.
it alone, Steve.
But
Leave it alone.
Let's cross that bridge.
No news is good news.
It's the satellite portion that belong, you know, is the.
Well,
and-
those pumps,
That's all on the side, that satellite.
Yeah,
And just like a propane tank, we actually ties that meter thing.
yeah.
well, the pumps alone on those tanks is $2,600-700. And they, all of ours work. They're ours, so
Yeah, I wouldn't do anything.
that's a blessing.
I'm gonna listen to, because, you know, where they're located and the number of tanks each of you have, and let them bid on that. Without, and plus, but with the specification that we want satellite access.
sure, it's a more dollar.
People.
I know that when we did that, Tiger had a tank that was bad.
Yeah.
That's why they brought in little things.
And they just, yeah,
But
purchase.
they said it was his, so I leave it alone, it's a blessing.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens on that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, we have a motion in a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
15, receive the monthly report for Trinity County Sheriff's Department.
So they brought the inmates back to the jail over here, you know,
I haven't heard anything about
We had to move, what they was asking about, we had to move all the inmates out the other day because the Groveton's water went down in that emergency. And created lots of havoc in all our lives. I was glad that y'all helped me make a decision when we got here about getting our emergency management building. We happen to have, instead of having to go hustle water, we happen to have 40 pallets of water. And we're glad to have that, and I appreciate y'all doing it. The way the building's designed up, it's got maintenance, it serves that purpose. It serves emergency management, and we actually don't have, we got the ambulance service up there too. So it's worked out 3 ways, and we're gonna end up with a building in the front for meetings and stuff for it. So with all these commissioners and stuff got behind us and done that, and I appreciate them very much.
Did I see that the city of Groveton got a $4.2 million grant for water the other day?
Yes, I did.
Yes. Supposed to be in April, is what it
4.2, yeah.
I hope they get it in
Talk about
here
bad
this time,
timing,
save water to get.
Oh, I have a 14-year-old whole spring break. First the Wi-Fi went out, and then 3 hours later the power went out, and then woke up to no water, and he was like, I did not beg for this during school, what's going on? And was not happy.
He's going back to school.
He went this morning, hopefully it's normal.
But they really went through a lot of, they knocked when the line went down there, it knocked the switch out, is what I understand. I may be a little bit wrong, but I stayed on the phone 2 days with them. Tatum did come in and, they tried to get, they had to get some transport water to get water up to get pressure. I hope with this $4.2 million grant, you know, that'll fix that issue. And, I know the other one is real vulnerable. They lost 40, somebody told me they lost 46 foot of that water in the midst of all of it.
Before they even realize it.
Yeah, before it even missed it, and that means the drop of water table come down to here. And, it was, real serious, to be honest with you. But anyway, appreciate you, Keith, bringing water to you. That helps flush toilets, you know, after you get up 3, 4, 5 days, it's a bad thing. Yeah. Anyway, we appreciate everybody that did help. I know everybody, pitched in, and I know that Sheriff's Department worked on some stuff. Keith and them over in Trinity worked on some stuff. I know Groveton Fire Department, they worked on some stuff. And in my office and stuff, and people in the courthouse, when they were shut down, they actually went over there and handed out water. And I appreciate Richard Steptoe too. He had Jill and all of them over there, and they wasn't running a fountain pen, they was running, picking up water and giving it out. So appreciate that very much. Okay. Take a break. Come back at 10:30. Okay, we'll bring this meeting back to order. Number 15, receive the monthly report from the sheriff's department. Yeah, that's very approved. Everything y'all want? Okay, number 16, discuss an act on interlocal with San Jacinto County for inmate housing.
Is this just one that St. Jack sent over to re-up it? I read it because it's a little bit more involved than what you normally get. Usually, I guess in the past, it's just been like a 1 or 2 page thing. It seems pretty standard, $65 per day. However, you know, if we take them off-site to a medical facility, that's going to be $50 per hour per guard. And they only take, you know, the good inmates. They can refuse the high-risk ones and the problem inmates. And they can pretty much just decide whether they want them or not, and they got 8 hours to come. We have 8 hours to come back up once they say they don't want one. I don't know if it's any different than how it used to be, but this is the first one I've seen that's kind of gone in depth with it. So
Yeah, I have laid, and you said it, well, what was it, 65?
it's $65 per day for an inmate, but the thing that I guess I wasn't used to seeing was if they take them off-site to like a hospital and a guard has to sit with them, we have to pay the guard $50 per hour. And then they can refuse them, and you know they have to go pick them up. We have to go pick them up within 8 hours if San Jack doesn't want them there anymore. Which
I think that needs to be discussed with our judge and that judge, because I didn't understand it like that.
Well, I was looking on page 4, 4.04, reservation with regard to acceptance or continued incarceration of individual inmates. Contractor, which would be San Jacinto, reserves the right to reasonably refuse acceptance of any inmate of the county. Likewise, if an inmate's behavior, medical or psychological condition, or other circumstance of reasonable concern to the contractor's sheriff makes the inmate unacceptable for continued incarceration, and contractor's sheriff, county will be requested to remove said inmate from contractor's facility and will do so within 8 hours upon request of contractor's facility. I think that's how it always is. This is probably just the first time it's been written down formally, you know, because I've heard them in the past say, hey, you gotta come get this guy, we don't want him, he's a problem, or she's a problem.
I'd really like to table this to the next time, if I could. I've got an appointment with them tomorrow, and I'd like to do this.
So moved.
Second.
What does this go out of date?
It's already been,
It's already out there.
The old one probably has something that, you know, it continues to be in operation, you know, upon mutual agreement of the
It
parties.
is September 2023.
September
and
2020.
what was we paying last year? Wasn't it $75?
75.
Yeah, I'd already talked to them over there, and they was, every time I've seen him, I've sat with him and visited with him about trying to help us, and also Houston County too. And like I said, I'd like to visit with him tomorrow. I mean, when I'm down there, I'm going down there tomorrow, and then I'd get an answer.
Okay. I mean, and again, I think all this stuff is pretty standard. I don't know about the $50 per hour when they sit with them in a hospital. I don't know what they were charging before.
Would you pull that contract on Houston County and read it, see if it's the same?
Is there a new one on Houston County?
No, but we've had one.
They're usually just a page or 2 pages, you know, and it's just whereas we enter in for mutual benefit, you know, such and such per day. The only thing that changes is the daily rate usually. But I know they can say, hey, we don't want this inmate, you know. But $50 per hour at a hospital, I don't know if that's standard.
Well, that's what they get now, ain't it? When you sit on the side of the highway and all that, they get $40, $50 an hour.
Hollywood,
Some of
I
them
just
are
read it, and
more
that's,
than that.
those are the things that stuck out to me.
Well,
So how much y'all get?
45.50.
45.50.
But I'd like to just visit with them over a few more items.
Like, it doesn't make a difference to me, I just saw it in the package.
Yeah, I'd already talked to him several times, and in fact, he's coming up here Wednesday.
Okay.
And, but they had a shirt change down there, and they were visiting with him, and we've been in and out at 2 meetings, so when we went to school, and we'd already talked to him, and we sat down with Houston County too, and visited with them, and then I called Lebanon too, and talked with them. So, anyway, I'd like to just visit around. I'm trying to get somebody to accept more, and we can get locked in at a lower price that would help us. Even if the jail passes in November, it'd still be beneficial to the county, as much money as we can save. That $10 don't sound like much, but it's a lot. And they're all willing to try to help us. So anyway, I'd like to just.
You got a motion?
You got a motion, second?
All in favor?
Aye.
On the reports. On the maintenance that we done here in this number 17, we put, we had an issue out at Y. We went in, I don't like the patch thing, unless I think it'll work, but the community center hadn't been, the septic tank hadn't been cleaned out since the 70s. Didn't even know that they had one, and we replaced, I had 137 foot of line replaced, and I put check valves inside the line so it couldn't back up or it just go out. And it looks like it. And then we had out there for the fair, we had 19 trees come down. And we had some people come in and help, and I appreciate it. Tojo, he brought his crew in, and really he didn't charge us anything. He just had to clean up. He wanted to do it for the kids, and he got a few trees out of it, but it wasn't enough money to even cover his crew for 2 days. And then Mr. Neil Smith, he sent his crews out there, and they fixed the baseball field after I got in trouble with the rain, with the sewage lines that I put in. Booger, it's called Booger, but I'll tell you, he's a gem. He got out there and worked 8 hours, fixed that. They straightened the roads up, took out some more trees. They brought inmates in and started cleaning around the pump. Really looked nice out there. Okay, Miss Nancy, Santa Fe. $104,343.61. 104,343.61. Miss Mary Wallace. 5,520.22. 5,520.22. Mr. Lyle Stubbs. 5977.95. 5,977.95. Keith Johnson, $6,752.95. $6,752.95. Richard Steptoe, $6,061.67. $6,061.67. Ms. Shasta running 29,671.63. 29,671.63.
Shasta sick today?
You have the date, yes, sir.
Julian Steptoe, 14,216 even. 14,216 even. On the hot checks, 1,673.46. 1,673.46.
Did you get very many hot checks?
No,
Very few.
very few. There's some I inherited that people are still paying off. We get like $15 a month in one way.
Huh.
It's not really something that happens too often now.
We've got plastic now.
Except for the water, they make you out check.
Do I?
Water, except for the city water, they make you out checks.
Other part of Roof Coat Hayes, 30,264.84. 30,264.84. Number 18, we're just going to discuss the drought conditions in Trinity County. All the commissioners, they sit there, how they feel about it. We did have some rain, Keith said it looked moist in a lot of areas. I know where I live, it's pretty crispy, but it's.
I've had a few phone calls on my precinct judge about it, and I know Polk County put one on, but that was due to, all the wind, I believe, that we were getting.
Yeah, it's not so much, it's the wind that makes everything so crazy.
They had one right out here in town the other day, and it burned in the backyard, went across the field and got in the forest. But it wasn't like down in Conroe and Montgomery, down in that area where they had 900 homes either. That wind just takes cinders 100 yards and sorts another thing.
Well, looking like we're gonna have some rain coming in Thursday and Friday. Friday substantial. Looks like it's gonna be a pretty good rain coming in.
Friday.
Yeah, Thursday and Friday, but Friday for sure.
So I've got one for it and one against it.
I'm not for it burn down myself.
Okay. Mr. Neal?
I'm not for
Doesn't
it.
look like we have any
Okay.
wind or anything.
I think we need to be cautious, but, grass is greening up, trees is greening. We get through this, I talked to Keith out in the hall a little bit ago, and we can get through this next little week of disturbance, maybe the wind's gonna die down and,
Judge, if we do need, you could always put it on, correct? Isn't that the way it
Yeah.
works?
We have to put it off.
He can take it off.
You have to call it. Big.
Well, if we don't get no rain Friday, I guess we can call on the meeting.
Well, if it's bad, I mean.
If we got enough rain, I just want to be cautious when we end up.
Well, if people would just use a little wisdom, don't start a fire in 40-mile-an-hour winds, it'd be a big help.
Yeah.
You know? I understand. I'm with
So
you,
we
Judge.
don't need to do 19 or 20, is that right, please? Okay, I just need
Well,
a
it's not
motion
need a
to.
vote on 20, you just need a vote.
I mean,
Yeah.
I need a vote on.
Make a motion, we do not put a burn ban on this time.
Leave a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
All in favor?
Thank you, Judge.